Hello, my name is Jessica Hunt and this is my presentation for IB Film Studies Higher Level. Today I will be discussing the 2006 melodrama Vulva, directed by Pedro Almodovar. Almodovar made his first feature film Pepe Lucy Bomb in 1980. This was a low-budget film of around 400 pesetas, which differs from Vulva's €9.4 million budget. The film Pepe Lucy Bomb captures the themes of sexual abuse and revenge in a way where freedom is expressed to appeal to the females and the melodramatic audiences. Throughout the film, an unlikely friendship is formed, allowing the audience to connect to the characters involved. This film is very similar to Vulva as they both play upon the nature of the female universe and the hardships that they face with sexual abuse and strained family situations. The plot for Vulva originally stemmed from Almodovar's earlier film, The Flower of My Secret, 1995. This centres upon the themes such as pain and loss, which are key themes that run through Almodovar's films, stemming from his first feature film, Pepe Lucy Bomb. Almodovar draws inspiration from directors such as Federico Fellini and the Italian neorealism of the 1940s to early 1950s. This period is also known as the Golden Age for Italian cinema, where the movement focused upon the working class, which catered for a wider audience. They mainly deal with the economic conditions in Italy, portraying the daily changes the working class were facing, such as depression, poverty, and injustice. Almodovar's films centre upon the melodramatic context where the females face oppression and injustice. He portrays them to have been through grave pain and suffering, through the loss of a loved one, and which allows the emotions of the audience to be manipulated towards these characters whilst they are dealing with these hardships. During the opening moments of Vulva, we see the women attend to the graves of lost ones. Almodovar uses extras from the local area so that the women, during this opening sequence, are well acquainted with this custom, allowing for a personal touch within the first scene. Almodovar uses this as a pivotal theme, where he chooses to balance the death of Raimunda's husband with the innocence of her daughter. Almodovar tries to capture how loss affects different people, and through Vulva, he encourages the audience to engage with the theme as he captures the women coping with loss in various ways. The director's intention when showing the theme of sexual abuse is a way of engaging with the audience so they feel pity towards the character whilst understanding the hardship that they are going through. Vulva is a melodrama where the focus is upon strong female characters. Melodramatic films are a subgenre. They are typically characterized by a plot that appeals to the heightened emotions of the audience. They generally depend on a stereotyped character development, interaction, and highly emotional themes that are relatable towards the melodramatic female audience. Melodramatic films tend to use plots that often deal with the crises of the human emotion, failed romance, friendship, or family hardship. The key themes of melodrama are usually tragedy that are emotionally and physically hardships, that are usually tragic, and that deal with emotional and physical hardship. The subplot within a melodrama typically mirrors the plot, whilst portraying it through the other central characters of the film. Through the film's set design, the audience can see the broad aspects of the roles of women, Spanish food, religion, and culture. As the film is set in the La Mancha region, Almodovar's place of birth, the filmmaker cited his upbringing as a major influence on many aspects of the plot and the characters. Through the opening moments of the film, many key aspects can be seen and interpreted. Almodovar uses a key theme of nature and brings natural lighting to keep the film realistic and natural. The wind during the opening moments foreshadows the quick changes that the characters face and portray how fast their lives can be overturned. During the lead up to Paco's death, the colour red can be seen predominantly, allowing for dramatic effect and to give insight into his death as the audience are left guessing through the hints that Almodovar gives the audience, such as colour red and props. Pedro Almodovar's film career began with the film Pepe Lucy Bomb, which centred upon the themes such as revenge and sexual abuse. Since then, many of his films focus upon themes of love and female friendship, as shown in Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown. Additionally, in his film Matador, 1986, that focused upon the theme of sexual desires, which is an underlying theme in many of his films. Through these key themes, Almodovar captures the audience's emotions by inflicting pain and suffering onto the female characters of the film, allowing for the audience to connect and align emotionally with the on-screen drama and cast. During the trailer for Vulva, Almodovar shows the strong connections of friendship and gives an insight into the strained family situation that the film depicts. Men are only shown for brief periods of time, appealing to the melodramatic audience who want to see the power rise of women and men as the weaker sex. This is then followed through within the main feature of the film, as men only appear for brief periods of time and never away from female company, highlighting the binary oppositions between gender. Additionally, This allows the female audience to believe that they are greater than the males, as they are shown to have control of certain situations. Additionally, when males are shown in Mulvadal's films, a female character may kill the male or cause them suffering to show that men are below women in the line of succession. Specific values and characteristics are expected for men and women within society. Research has shown that gender stereotypes are believed to influence society's perception of appropriate sex roles and reinforce negative notations about the role of women in society. Here, Amorvadar questions these stereotypes and the issues around society's beliefs. He creates an image around the equality of women, empowering them to define the gender division. Here, Amorvadar uses a high angle to show Amanda doing the washing within the shot. She is cleaning a knife, which is later foreshadowing her husband's own death. From this high angle, we see Raymunda to have a sexual nature, portraying women's roles to be within the house and to please men. This sets the scene for the rest of the film, as Raymunda proves that she is valued to be more than this image. Amorvadar created this image as it gives power to women, favouring the melodramatic audience. Additionally, Amorvadar portrays an aspect of social criticism upon Franco's regime. Through many Italian directors' work, a sense of criticism into the Franco regime can be noticed. Through this, an aspect of the reality of the off-screen world can be mapped. Almodovar's films can be shown to highlight a criticism of the regime and its place within history, allowing the audience to feel influenced by this and the comments he makes. As the audience watch the scenes unfold, we are shown to question our beliefs about its place within history and the effect that it has upon society. Women respond towards melodrama. This is generally due to the strong female leads or key themes. Women respond towards melodrama. This is generally due to the strong female leads or key themes that portray female dominance over males. Almodovar draws the audience in through creating conflicts. This allows the audience to connect emotionally to the characters, as many of the situations he portrays are highly exaggerated, allowing for a dramatic effect which is still relatable to the audience, as it has an underlying principle of everyday life in which the most basic principle in melodrama is the female audience. They will notice this and react to it in a different way to the males, as it highlights their significance. Almodovar uses key characters such as Paco and Paula and places them in opposition to highlight the difference between good versus evil. As the narrative develops, the audience are given hints that Paula's stepfather is sexually abusing her. Through his character's dark nature, and the audience can clearly see her innocence. Through Paula killing Paco, Almodovar uses this to show the power and control that women have over men, highlighting the melodramatic aspects of the film. Additionally, women versus men is also used to appeal to the melodramatic audience, which allows the audience to engage with the narrative as it's more appealing. This is played upon when Raymunda's husband is shown to be untrustworthy and selfish. Soft lighting helps portray female innocence, as the absence of lighting is used when males are on screen, contrasting to the natural lighting and shadows used around the female characters. My clip begins at 14 minutes and ends at 19 minutes. At the start of the clip, the editing has been constructed to establish a dramatic effect with the audience's emotions. For example, at 14 minutes, the scene begins with a fast cut to the character of Raymunda washing up. Even though she's performing a boring daily task, the fast cuts allow for an interest from the audience, as it reveals a dramatic effect, which is building up to a high point of tension. At 16 minutes 16 seconds, the fast cuts between shots allows for the audience not only to see how life is changing quickly through the on-screen narrative, but also to be shown through editing, as it adds to the tension and dramatic effect. Following this, at 17:40, a fast cut is also used to build up tension, and it also allows for the audience to acknowledge the difference between the slow cuts of the characters walking home, which builds up to a long dramatic pause and plays upon the audience's emotions. Here it shows that Almodovar is keeping the audience waiting by keeping them in suspense and about revealing the death of Raymunda's husband. However, through the use of mise-en-scène and the colour red, the audience can see that he is foreshadowing her death. When Raymunda's daughter is explaining why she killed her stepfather, the editing shows an eye-line match between mother and daughter, showing the audience the significance of a mother-daughter bond, which is an emotional family link which the audience are able to relate towards. Here, Almodovar uses shot-reverse shot between the characters, as the audience are then given an insight into how Raymunda is reacting up to hearing of her husband's death. Within the scene, the audience experience similar emotions to those shown on screen due to the reaction shot of the mother and daughter, as it plays with the audience's emotions towards the on-screen drama. Within the sequence, non-didactic music is used to appeal towards Raymunda's daughter, as the soft beat is played during here. The audience can gather that she is sorry and innocent when the music is playing due to the revealing nature and the instruments played. The beat played highlights the suspense with linking the off-screen drama and sounds with the drama that can be seen on screen, allowing for the audience to connect with the characters more. At 15:27, diegetic sound is used alongside a restricted frame of Raimunda. Here the sound's effects add towards the sexual nature of the scene. Due to the framing being restricted on the protagonist's face, our attention is focused upon her. However, the sound effects try to exaggerate this and divert our attention towards Packer. Here she is leading the audience to feel sorry for her. The diegetic sound runs parallel to the on-screen drama. At 40 minutes, the director constructed this shot carefully, as it reveals the sexual nature of Raimunda. From the high angle, the audience can see that Raimunda is a feminine character, which is contrasted to her cleaning a knife, which later foreshadows her husband's death. Throughout the film, the audience are given insights into the father's persona. From the over-the-shoulder shot at 14:20, it shows his dark nature of watching his stepdaughter undress. This ties into the sexual theme of abuse and stereotype of women being sexualized into objects. At 15:37, the extreme close-up reveals the pain and suffering that the character is going through and the emotional link that creates with the audience, as it links women being underestimated by males. Additionally, a key theme is highlighted here due to the pain and suffering in which she endures. The on-screen narrative shows a failed marriage, which can also be seen through the restrictive shot and sound effects. The impact of Paco's death can be tracked through the suspense that Almodovar creates through slow cuts and low-tempo music. At 17:55, a tracking shot is used as Raimunda slowly approaches the body. As the audience are led into suspense, the final moments are an indication that he has died from Raimunda's scream. This is followed by a central close-up of Paula, where the audience can see her innocence, which is mirrored with the violin as it reveals the hardship she has faced against her father and the sexual abuse he put her through, which links to the context of a melodrama by showing female hardships and how they cope with loss. The mise-en-scène from 16 minutes creates an interesting visual which builds up to a dramatic effect due to the over-exaggerated use of the colour red. From red clothing, cars, buses and a fire hose, the audience are being told here that the death is imminent and it foreshadows Paco's death. Through these hints, a dramatic effect builds up, leading to the audience waiting in suspense to the reveal of Paco's death. Alongside this, blue lighting is used to show the icy relationship between Raimunda and Paco. At 14:35, Almodovar creates a dark mood in which split lighting is used to reveal the daughter's innocence, when contrasted to the absence of lighting of the father stood watching outside the door in the corridor, highlighting his dark nature. Almodovar carefully considered the setting around Paco's death. As Raimunda sits waiting in the laundry, the weather portrays a cold nature, foreshadowing his death. This then splits to her daughter waiting for her to return home, where it is clear that it has been raining, alluding to the dark mood of the scene. The Guardian gave Volva a 4-star review. Here it highlights the point I previously mentioned about colour. Richness, colour and warmth. Colour plays a big role within the theme, as colour changes the mood and can be mapped against the changing moods of the characters. Pedro Almodovar said himself about Volva that it is precisely about death. More than about death itself, the screenplay talks about the rich culture that surrounds death in the La Mancha region, where he was born. It is about the way, not tragic at all, in various ways female characters of different generations deal with this culture. In conclusion, Almodovar created a film which contrasts colour and warmth against loss, the sadness of loss and pain of women. This plays against the melodramatic audience and their emotions.